Today, on Energy Contact, so many of us spend our lives searching for more. We take our body to a doctor, our brain to school, our spirit to church, our emotions to a shrink, and then one day we wake up and wonder why we feel so torn apart. Today, we're on the threshold of something very different than that. We're on a journey to consciousness. And like all journeys, it begins with the very first step. So put your best foot forward, because it's coming up right now on Energy Contact.
And I ain't gonna worry, and I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna drive away all these doubts I've been keeping, and I'll keep my mind on better things. I ain't gonna worry, and I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna drive away all these doubts I've been keeping, and I'll keep my mind on better things. Just keep my mind on better things.
Hello, and welcome to Energy Contact. My name is Joseph Willenbrink. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you to the production staff here in the studio for helping me get my message out to you. Energy Contact is a series I'm presenting as a public service. It's about attaining perfect health, growth, self-improvement, happiness, and realizing your full potential. It's designed to present you a new way of seeing yourself and a new way of seeing the world around you. We're talking about things that have to do with making an energetic contact with yourself internally and with your environment. There's no difference between the body, the mind, the spirit, the emotion, the intellect, the ego. There's no difference between mass and energy. We love to categorize and separate and dissect and sort of parcel these things out. But the more we look, the more we see there's just no difference. In fact, all that health and self-improvement that we're talking about happens when we do just the opposite of the separation process. It happens when we make an energetic contact. A contact between the physical world and the unseen one. We're presenting on these programs a brand new paradigm. We're presenting extraordinary topics for ordinary people. And let's move right ahead with that. Let's bring up our slide. Everyone please know that I am not a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor, and this show is in no way a medical advice show. If you're looking for some medical advice, you're in the wrong place. Now, I might call myself an energy healer or a chakra healer, things like that, but state, federal, and local governments absolutely do not. There's important information on this slide. We're going to leave it up for a few minutes so that you can read it with all due awareness. And when you've got it down, if you will, please locate a pencil and paper. Here's why. At the end of the show, we're going to run some credits, and on those credits, there's going to be contact information for me. Well, I hope that you'll find some of the information on this show intriguing enough that you might want to contact me. In order to do that, you're going to need that contact information. And in order to get that, you're going to need a pencil and paper. There'll be plenty of time to jot that down if you've got your pencil and paper ready. All right, let's come back up here. Today's show is show number 1. It's the premiere episode of Energy Contact. It's the first of a long series. So welcome and congratulations, you're here on the ground floor. And we're going to go a lot of places too. I'm going to do my best to keep each show complete on a standalone basis, but these shows will build. They'll be sequential. I don't think you're going to need to catch every single show, but if you can pick up a few episodes of Energy Contact from time to time, I believe you'll get enough of a thread of continuity where you'll get a whole lot out of this show. And if you do that, I'll appreciate it. And on this show, I have co-hosts. I'm going to introduce those guys to you now. Let's get Slim on camera. This is my co-host Slim to Nuttin. Since we're doing a show about energy contact, we're going to investigate what energy contacts, hence the name, what it contacts in the physical self. And so we're going to need to understand energy. And this show is certainly about energy. But all that energy out there somewhere does us no good. It does us no good until we understand that thing that the energy contacts. My friend Slim here is to help us understand that physical thing that the energy contacts. And while we're at it, I should introduce my other friend here. This is Cool Chi Guy. Cool Chi Guy is an acupuncture model. Now, he's going to be a little more obscure and even a little bit more of a silent partner than Slim is on these shows. But he'll be here with us every show. Both Slim and Cool Chi Guy have in common that they represent different views of ourselves. So, I've got great co-hosts, and what's even better than that is I get all the cool speaking lines. All right, let's come back here. As we progress through this series, we'll discuss a number of things. We're going to discuss some things very physical, very hard science, and others much more esoteric and much more mystical. But even the mystical, we're going to present to you in very practical, very tangible, very understandable ways. We're going to discuss body and mind, mass and energy, health and healing, growth and self-improvement. We're going to talk about anatomy and physics from a very energetic, perhaps even a mystical perspective. Then we're going to turn it around and we're going to talk about mystical things, energetic things, auras, chakras, kundalini energy, things like that. But we're going to present them in very practical, very scientific ways. Why do we want to do this? Now, what's the point? So what? Well, so what? It's so we'll begin to understand ourselves, all of ourselves, from every side, every view, every angle. We're getting the big picture here. It's the panorama view. We don't want to just get that separated, disjoint, non-integrated stuff that you've been inundated with all your life. We're putting things together on this show.